forged from the love of liberty in the fires of hope and prayer. With boundless faith in our destiny, we solemnly declare. Side by side we stand, islands of the blue Caribbean Sea, this our native land. We pledge our lives to thee. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation.
Heavenly Father, we come before you at the start of this new day, giving thanks for life, for health, and the opportunity to serve through this station. We ask for your divine presence to guide us in all we do. Bless this broadcast, that it may be a source of inspiration, joy, and unity to all who tune in. Whether near or far, may our words uplift, our music heal, and our message bring light to those who need it most. We pray for our listeners, wherever they may be. Grant them strength for the day ahead, peace in their hearts, and success in all they put their hands to. Cover those traveling, protection, and those at home, and those at comfort and provision. Lord, may everything we do bring honor to you, and be a blessing to others. Guide our steps. Bless our efforts. Let this station be a vessel of positivity and hope. In your name, we pray. Amen.
Your voice, your soundtrack, your station. New era, TT3 Net Radio.
you the energy, music, and vibes to start your day right.
Well, everybody, good morning to you. Yeah, good morning. Ring the bell, long day.
Let the people's story be told.
Good morning, Trinidad. Good morning to Tobago.
Glory days come down.
Neighbors in the Caribbean, friends who are streaming all around the globe. Good day to you. And of course, thank you so much
I ring the bell,
for making us your choice each and every day.
ring the bell, ring the bell.
Just in case you're wondering where you are, of course, this is New Era TT Radio, the heartbeat of the Caribbean,
Ring the bell,
taking you above and beyond.
bell down there.
I want to say much thanks to the Heavenly Father for bringing us together for another day. And all that we do, dear God,
Rap so rhythm.
let it be a blessing, honor to you.
Bring it all over.
People, I'm yours truly, Sir Charles. Check it
All
out.
over.
Yeah.
Bring it all over.
And of course, together with our team on the inside, we welcome everybody at radio. This is your Get Up and Go breakfast show.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Wake up, it's a brand new dawn. The breakfast show got the vibes turned on. From Maracas Bay to the Savannah line. Let's start the day in Caribbean prime. Oh, oh, good vibes rolling through the air. The breakfast show energy everywhere. We talk, we laugh, we make you think. Grab your doubles or your morning drink.
Well, good morning, good morning. It is the weekend. The weekend is here, people. Just in case you didn't know, it is here because tomorrow is a holiday in Trinidad and Tobago. It's African Emancipation Day. So this is the final work day of the week for most people, not for all people, of course. For most. So a special good morning to you wherever you are. Whether you're in Trinidad and Tobago or up the Caribbean or across the planet, North America, South America, Africa, Asia, down under, New Zealand, wherever you are, a special good morning to you. Well, of course, about all Europe, but of course, we have quite a few listeners in England, etc. So a special good morning to you on this Thursday that is really a Friday for us. A special good morning to my co-hosts, Wendell and Sir Charles. Good morning, guys.
Good morning, Sir Charles. Good morning, Richard. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. And good morning, listeners and viewers all over the globe. It's Thursday morning. It's the day before the public holiday, the day before African Emancipation Day. And we are here. We're happy to be in the land of the living. For those who have lost loved ones, our deepest condolences. And those who are celebrating birthdays, have an absolutely happy birthday. Today is a good friend of mine's birthday, Ainsley Ramdwa. He is celebrating his birthday today. Happy birthday, Ainsley, from myself and my family, and of course from all of us at the breakfast show. If you see my head down, it's because I'm reading an article here, comments attributed to Wayne Sturge, Minister of Defense. I find it incredulous. I'm reading this thing and
I think I know what you're talking about because it was on news last night. So you actually saw it live. You saw him saying it live. Is that about the stand your ground legislation?
Yes.
Yeah. Because I was like a little what? Okay.
This is a government minister in charge of the defense ministry, who is a noted criminal attorney, saying some stunning things here, I have to admit. And I mean, I don't want to spoil good news, so I will read it after, of course. But I must read it for people. And I want anybody who has a fowl right now or a cat, if you have a fowl or cat.
What are you talking about?
A fowl or cat. I want you to go outside buy your fowl right now if you have a fowl and put some corn there and just leave it. Or if you have a cat, put butter and leave the cat there and see what happens.
Or fish.
No fish. Fish is eat food. Fish. I'm talking about just put the corn in front of the fowl or just put the butter in front of the cat and see what happens.
I was talking about the fish for the cat. Cats like fish too, you know.
No, but they have a saying, you can't put cat to watch butter. Or you can't put fowl to watch corn. Right? Go on, do it. If you have a cat, anybody have a cat, you may not have a fowl. You probably more than likely, most of you have a cat. Right? Go and take your cat and put some butter in front of it now and see what happens.
I'm not so sure what your analogy is in reference to.
You will understand it when I read the other story.
Okay. Is your analogy correct, sir?
My analogies are always correct.
I'm just asking for a friend. I don't know.
They're always correct. I don't make joke. I don't make joke when I get.
I thought you were advertising the play.
Well, your play sell out, you know. I didn't make sure that already. We don't guarantee that already. You understand? Your play doesn't sell out. Right? Anything you do right now.
You don't leave foul to watch corn.
That play doesn't sell out. Right? So if you, as I say, for those of you who have a foul, go outside now and put some corn in front of it and see what happens. Or if you have a cat, go and put butter in front of it and see what happens.
Oh my goodness. I tell you.
Good news now.
Anyway, we have some good news. I must admit, I was a little scrambling this morning because the technical part of my setup was not working for some reason. You know, technology was like, you know what? I tired today. I am dealing with you today. So you had to pong and, you know, unplug, plug back in, do all the sorts of things when you're not a technician.
Technology is a funny thing, you know. I mean, you will be using something all the time. You ain't move it at all, eh? You ain't change nothing. You get up and boom.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And so I had to unplug, plug back in, unplug things behind, unplug them back in, almost like you're rebooting. The only thing fussier than technology, I guess, are human beings. The ones who made it.
You want to start that talk with me about human beings? Human beings.
You know what, Del? No, I hope I downloaded the right video because as I said, I was scrambling. But this one is like dedicated to people with significant others and specifically husbands and wives. It's just something I came across, you know. So it's something that I suppose you should relate to, Wendell.
Play it. I have enough worries on my own right now.
I hope it's the right video.
Let me go find out.
And next thing is some ridiculous video come up.
Take the side of the cross really quick.
Another day has gone. I'm still all alone. How could this be? You're not here with me. You never said goodbye. Someone tell me why did you have to go and leave my world so cold? Every day I sit and ask myself, how did I sleep? Something whispers in my ear and says, you are not alone. I am here with you, though you're far away.
So when husbands see wives, what's the chance of trying to
I
do that?
was ever stupid soon. So Charles, for you?
Oh my God! You just get only romanticism. I hope you don't get a copyright strike.
I don't understand exactly what went on there, so you need to explain to me because I
was on the screen.
yeah.
It's saying
You didn't watch it?
Yeah.
I can't just get the end of it because it's sad, but
Yeah, when husbands see before husbands see wives and after they see wives. So the joy when they see their wife and their demeanor changes because they see their wife and how they get happy and smiling. Wendell, you were part of that group at one time, weren't you?
No.
Yes,
No,
you were.
no,
You were
I
there twice.
I rebuke you. I rebuke you. I rebuke you.
Charmflair Auto Services Limited, your one-stop auto repair shop, located at number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair, right opposite the brewery on the Eastern Main Road. Yes, we do it all. Repairs to all makes and models, from your everyday sedan to SUVs, light trucks, pickups, and panel vans. We're also the sole distributors of Davantry tires, certified VTS inspection station, plus a wide range of services: oil change, front end and suspension repairs, tune-ups, tire alignment, batteries, electrical work, radiator and cooling system, AC repairs, and accessories galore. We offer pickup and drop-off service too. Call us today at 662-6545 or 662-6572. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Charmflair Auto Services Limited, number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair. We do it all.
Did you hit that too early? You did.
Well, I might as well do the others on
No.
I need to exit and come back. Oh Lord, hey.
Lord, my
This
word
morning.
is not here today.
This morning,
But I was going to say,
there is a jumbie in my machine.
that's all right. When I see him on a jump, I say, what's going on here? Morning, Gary, the folks at Champlain Auto.
Yeah.
You get a blind. But seriously, that's how my wife would react that way when she saw me.
You don't need to get great
happy and then
joy.
sad.
Yeah, my wife would react that way, not me. I don't react that way.
You didn't get great joy if you unexpectedly saw your wife waiting on you somewhere and you saw in the distance your big smile wouldn't come across your face.
Hello, let me tell you something. My wife would never be waiting on me. I waited all the time for my wife. My wife would never be waiting on me. I was always early. She was always late. So much so we used to
That's the
attend
thing I think
functions.
with ladies. Ladies seem to always take a longer time to
Quickly.
get there.
No. Your mouth
I
argument
hope there are
is
husbands and wives in the stream that video resonated with, because the two on this stream, obviously not.
No, I that's my wife would react that way. I wouldn't.
All right, well, shall we say our good mornings? And then
But before we say good mornings, I
go.
just want to alert people. There are two breaking stories. One breaking story this morning about, I don't know, I'm sure a lot of you all would have seen it. I mean, we don't like to do these kind of stories, but guess what? It's a story. It's happening in Trinidad.
It's a story.
Yeah, it's happening in Trinidad and Tobago. And the story is, former Children's Authority Chairman Hanif Benjamin has been slapped with 2 sexual-related offenses under the Children's Act following an alleged incident earlier this month with a 15-year-old boy. Benjamin, aged 47, a trauma specialist, was interviewed on Tuesday and was positively identified by the boy following an identification parade yesterday conducted by officers of the Special Victims Department of the CPU of the TTPS. He is charged with sexual communication and engaging in sexual activity in the presence of a child under Section 23 and 25A1 of the Children's Act. The charges were laid by Corporal Cassie of the CPU. The matter was reported to the police earlier this month at the Brasso police station. Benjamin visited that police station on Tuesday with his attorney and was detained. Benjamin was charged late yesterday evening and taken to the Couva police station, where he was placed in a cell. He is expected to appear before Couva Masters Court today. The newspaper learned that based on information presented to the police, the mother of the boy had known Benjamin in a professional capacity, as he had previously offered his professional service at the company at which he worked. A senior police official said the mother had faced some behavioral issues with her son and decided to seek Benjamin's services. Earlier this month, during a counseling session with the son via WhatsApp, it is alleged that Benjamin asked the boy if he had a bird or girlfriend, and and then asked the boy to switch the call to a video conversation and allegedly showed him his private parts. Police said the boy became scared and hung up the phone and immediately reported the matter to his mother. His mother asked him if he had evidence of it, and he told her he did not. She told him to call back Benjamin, who answered via video call and allegedly then showed the boy's private parts again in the presence of the mother. The boy took a screenshot of Benjamin during the second phone video conversation and his mother contacted him. Benjamin, he allegedly apologized profusely. Benjamin also allegedly sent a long written apology to the mother, stating that the incident was a mistake and accidental. Days later, police officers went to Benjamin's home and executed a warrant where they found a particular brand of underwear allegedly shown to the boy. And then there's a little bio about Hanif Benjamin and that story. This is a very sad story, but it's breaking news. It's breaking news this morning. So,
you know, you could have break that news after we had said good morning to all of our streamers, because you've actually you've now begun the show officially.
Yeah, in a kind of way.
Yeah. So,
but we can still greet the people, and we're going to greet them now. People, best be guarded with your comments based on the story that I read. Be guarded with your comments. That's all, right? Because he is charged. He will, of course, face a court, and of course, that court will make judgment. All right. So, for all our people this morning, Susan Jessup came in at 12:10. Glory to God on Almighty and His Son Jesus Christ. Happy African Emancipation Day. Margaret Thomas also came in at 12:11. Felix Kazo, good Thursday morning, gentlemen and family. Happy African Emancipation Day, everyone. Today is International Beer Day. I thought that was October. I thought Beer Day.
There's a Oktoberfest is a festival in Germany.
Yeah.
For beer at that time, but I don't know if there's an International Beer Day that's separate. But that's really a festival, so maybe there is an International Beer Day.
Well, Felix Kazo is saying today is International Beer Day. So people, if all you want to come and buy beers by Rumbox today, you're welcome.
The 50% cheaper is this International Beer Day.
But you know, that's probably why they had a sale on beer this week. They had 3 for $25. Most bars, but we are not a bar, we are liquor mart.
Yeah.
You know? So we don't get those specials like bars would get. You know? But come, you don't get colder beers than by Rumbox, anyway. So
yeah, that's true. You just get very cool beers. I can vouch.
You can vouch for that. I know you could. Donna Ramlo Chan, good morning. Boy Bidesi from Debe says good morning and happy African Emancipation Day. Wendy Ann and Frank James says good morning and happy African Emancipation Day. Brennan Smith also says good morning. Marcia Rock from Orlando, Florida. Robert Taylor from Fernandina Beach. Melissa from Champlain. Patricia Defoe. Marlon Motley from North Valsayn.
Morning, Marlon.
Sherwin and Juliet Kerr from Arima. Subash from Woodland. Diane Payne says also happy African Emancipation Weekend. Odell Guy from Sangre Grande. Doreen Pierre also says happy African Emancipation Day. Carol Guevara, good morning. Alistair Hart, Garfield Hazel, Ambrose Blah, Claire Lendor Rollins, Lyndon Williams, Hill Benj also says enjoy your weekend. Doreen Payne also says Sir Charles play AR by the late Queen singing Sandra. What's AR? I don't know. Julia Batiste says good morning. Mrs. R, good morning. Lambert Bruce, good morning from Colorado. Out there in Philadelphia. Diane Payne again says ancient rhythms. That's what it means, Sir Charles. AR. Ron DeSantis Jr. says good morning. Ring the bell for the holiday. Sure, right. What time tomorrow, Wendell, Richard, and Sir Charles on? Yeah, we on holiday. Born your radio from early morning, we there whole day. Rena Buru Jennings says good morning. Philly gets fit. Bernadette Yates says happy African Emancipation Day from Nelicia also. Morning, Nilicia. Ian Stewart. Trinidad and Tobago, that's me whenever I see my husband. You're right. My wife used to do it to me too. Until
It was about husbands do that for their wives. Don't switch it wrong and make it about you.
But wives should do it for their husbands too. Why not? You have a good man, do that. Anne-Marie Watson says, Happy African Emancipation Day. 20 people commenting, including Mrs. R, on the story that I read. CJ from New York, good morning, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Sending love to all.
Good morning, CJ.
Joyce Phillips says, okay. We thank you, Wendell, for. Sankofa said, oh dear. Cheryl M says, good morning. Sankofa also says, bountiful graces and blessings. Brenda Isaac, morning to all from Santa Cruz. Happy African Emancipation Day. Anthony Atwell, greetings. Wayne Ramsey from Fort Lauderdale. Margarita Chow says, good morning and happy Emancipation Day. Jasodra Ram Kalawan, what? It is Indian Arrival Day. Jasodra, I'm going to ban you. Whoever you are using that name, I'm going to ban you. You know why? You're ridiculous sometimes with your comments. Yesterday I had to delete one. Today I'm going to delete it again. Stop spreading misinformation. Katian Charles, good morning everyone. Kurt Hope also says, good morning everyone, and that's the last of my messages.
All right, so let me say good morning to Bishop Ashton Clark in Canada. He was off the running start this morning. And also to Colin in Caranage, looking very nice in his African garb up in the village, I suppose. Oliver Manwaring, good day to you. Kent, good morning to the folks out there in Laventille. To Merle, good morning. Horatio, get well soon, my friend. Joyce Phillips, good morning to you and the family. Terry Ann Peters, good morning. And a special good morning to Brenda out there in the Oh, what kind of thing falling on now?
So Charles, you all right?
No, that's not on my side. Richard, I don't know what him this morning. Yeah.
Richard is having a rough day, people. Bear with him.
And also good morning to Michael out there in Long Island. And Shamin, good morning.
Good morning also to Yuyu from Japan. Remember we met with Yuyu, Richard. She said, I like your videos also, Richard. And Michael Robinson also from Yokohama, Japan. All right. So we have listeners from all over the globe listening and watching us on a morning. Magic also says, Grand Rising Gentlemen and the Breakfast Crew. And my phone is still not on silent.
Looking for trusted, affordable security and property services? Horatio Services has you covered across Trinidad and Tobago. We offer battle security, K9 patrols, 24/7 protection, and all sorts of private investigations, discreet, professional, and effective. But that's not all. We also provide construction. From building to renovation, we bring your vision to life. Landscaping, keep your outdoors looking sharp and inviting. Maintenance, repairs, upkeep, and everything in between. At Horatio Services, you get professionalism, reliability, and personal care. Whether it's safety or property support you need, visit us at Marino Street, Arima, or call 388-7070. Today, Horatio Services, protection, precision, peace of mind.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
Oh yeah. Although leave out to watch con. That's a lesson we should all know. Leave out to watch con. Don't know. That's a lesson we should all know. Richard planning wedding bells to ring, but Andrew got a secret thing. Best man supposed to stand by your side, not steal away your future bride. So Marie Calla, all them know. trust does break and hearts does go. At Queen's Hall Sunday night, August 10th, 6:30, right? Benita, Leslie, and will show how betrayal steal the show. Deborah Messon directing true. This Trinity tale for me and you. You don't leave out to watch corn. No, no, that's a lesson we should all know. Leave out to watch corn. No, no, that's a lesson we should all know. Oh yeah, that's a lesson we should all know.
All right, so we're back, just taking a little commercial break. Of course, reminding you that tickets are already available at Queen's Hall box office, which is open 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily. So you can get your tickets at Queen's Hall. They're already selling tickets. Tickets also available at Electronics in Arima, Jabili Rawi in Tunapuna, and Tony's Florals in Valpark Shopping Plaza, K Squared Fashions in West Mall, East Gates, and Brentwood Mall in Chagonas. And of course, Sharpflair Auto Services also has tickets. So you can get tickets all day. You can also purchase tickets online at RSRR Productions online. You can go to RSRR Productions Theatre on Facebook or Insta or TikTok, and you get the information of how to do the online transfer to get your tickets. Tickets are already selling. I mean, some outlets have sold batches of tickets already, like groups that are coming. So get your tickets early is all I'm going to say. We're so looking forward to next week, and we're having fun. The rehearsals are a little grueling because they go pretty late, but it's all part of getting it perfect.
Yeah. Well, yesterday was the commissioning of the Desperately Crescent Youth Development Center. So let me say kudos to the councillor for the area, Esther Sylvester. She did a wonderful job in putting that together yesterday. And of course, she would have this thing morphed from a home for the aged, as I said, almost 25 years ago, to a youth development center. And so she finally got it going yesterday. She persevered and made sure it happened yesterday. Congratulations to her, and of course, Mayor Chinua Allen and the council and the administrative staff, the city police, and the IATF, who are going to have a base there in terms of, I guess, guiding the young people in the area up at Desperately Crescent there, So congratulations, Esther and the Port of Spain Corporation on a job well done in terms of putting that together, right?
Oh, Wendell, Miss Sampson says to check your WhatsApp. I don't know what Miss Sampson sent to you there. But just quickly, let me say good morning to Brenda in Penal, to Judith out there in Tobago. Mr. Billy just came in, and of course, Miss Sampson and Alista Hart. Good morning to you, guys.
Yeah. All right, you ready for headlines, Richard?
Absolutely, we can do headlines at this point.
I can do Express. We have Heart, says a Venezuelan woman tells of the attempt to save Carissa Danclair. That's the lady, the one who ran off the bridge with her car and drowned in her car. From victim to accused husband charged in wife's killing. The Mariah murder of salesman Trevor Walker is also trending. Car theft operation busted. Suspected ringleader charged with 13 counts. Burnt body is Diego Martin Corporation manager. Those are all trending stories in today's Express. Also, Mystery Jones. Did Jones really infiltrate Tetron Barracks? That's a question. Investigative report by Mark Bassant. And failed coach, failed system. That's what about West Indies cricket. All right. How could somebody who lose 14 consecutive games still be a coach and selector of the West Indies cricket? I don't know. All the cricket fans, I wish all the luck for that. So that's today's Express.
All right, so I'll do the news day. Autopsy, Carissa Danclair drowned after DB crash. That's one of the breaking news stories. Sturge, civilian corp workers could be given stipend. Media Institute president joins Global Media Forum. Angostura awards over 40 SEA students. And all in my ministry will be paid. And $3.39 million in grants to 41 recipients. Michelle Benjamin, use funds wisely. attorneys plot for Raji Ali's extrajudicial killing, is what they're suggesting. And top cop is deeply disturbed at beating and chopping video. And Trinidad and Tobago's proposed home invasion bill, a bold regional standard, and 2 suspects held in the Tobago murder. So that's some of the breaking stories on the news day today. Over to you on The Guardian, Sir Charles.
Thank you very much. In The Guardian today, threats against defense lawyers representing Tetron detainees. And then there's another story about mixed reaction to AG's statement on Tetron prisoners' rights. Manning slams, I think the word is gobbledygook. G-O-B-B.
Gobbledygook.
Right. So Manning slams government, whatever it is, economic strategy. PM denies CPEP URP contract cuts triggered security threats behind SOE. Rajiv files fresh application challenging Tetron detention. Angostura recognizes more SEA top performers. Alexander, government won't reveal our crime plan anymore. And attorney retired cops cutlass. Attorney retired cop cutlass, hot oil, cricket bat, all tools of self-defense.
Those were the words of Minister of Defense Wayne Sturger. It's disturbing to read that story because I didn't hear him, but it's disturbing to read that story of some of the examples he gave. We are going to have a problem, in Trinidad and Tobago. I don't know if we know that with that standing ground legislation, we are going to have a problem.
And he says, one of the statements he said he quoted Herbert Volney was better to face 12 people than 6 people carrying you. A version of that. Better to face 12 people in a court than 6 people carrying you. He said that's what Herbert Volney had told him once. So he was he brought up that quote in reference to some of the statements he made, Wendell, about the stand your ground legislation, that if you feel under threat, act accordingly, even if it's police officers, because of course you have incidents where they're false police officers, people who are wearing police office gear that have committed murders. And so I think that was a question, maybe. This was my impression. I'm not 100% sure. I think it was a question brought up in the town hall. It looked like a town hall in Diego Martin. Not Diego Martin, sorry, in his constituency. What is his constituency?
His Sangre Grande.
Right. So it seemed like it was a town hall, and maybe somebody asked that question. Or what if it's police officers that come to your door? And he still said, well, if you figure under threat, stand your ground.
Yeah.
And he said,
he's saying you don't even have to see a weapon. You don't even have to see a weapon in the person's thing. You just need to shoot and kill.
Well, he also brought up the issue, somebody brought up the issue about if the person is leaving, or if the person turned their back with the gun and they're leaving or whatever, and you still shoot them. So it was kind of,
that you could shoot somebody.
I saw that they also brought up, I think they brought up Gary Griffith after, with regard to the whole issue of shooting. But I can't remember him saying that if they're unarmed, Wendell, to still shoot. I think he is always, to me.
Yeah, he said, you don't have to wait to see if they have a weapon.
Okay, but I didn't see that clip. What I saw was about, there was a presumption that people were armed. And then Gary Griffith say, you can't just shoot somebody in the back. If they were armed, you have to contextualize it. Were they going to another part of the property? Were they actually exiting? So the threat is reduced, things like that. I think it became that kind of news item. I didn't watch it for long, so I just saw snippets of it.
that we're gonna have a problem down the road. I hope we don't, but I can see it having a problem because we have already had shootings of people who people assume that they're coming to do them harm. You understand? I remember one incident in particular with a young man, a boy. You know.
But people are obviously in support. Well, I shouldn't say people are obviously in support. Obviously, the bill has support from some citizens who want it.
Yes.
So.
Yes. Until one of their relatives get fired upon innocently, then they probably will hear something different. You understand? Because remember, even the criminals now are empowered by a bill like that. You know, I don't know if you know that, right? Even a criminal is empowered by a bill like that, you know. But a criminal could tell the story that I thought he was coming to kill me, you know. So I shoot him first.
In your
Even
place?
a criminal could tell that story, yeah.
Well, one has to assume that if the law is working properly, you have to have a legal firearm.
Yes.
So a criminal cannot use it because you'll have an illegal firearm.
And the criminal in your
You don't have criminals with legal firearm.
Yeah, but a criminal in your house or your yard can't use that.
I hope I have been victim of 2 gun crimes already. Maybe people have not had a gun pointed at them, you know. Maybe people have not had a gun shot at them, you know. So they can easily say, yeah, do this, there. Let me tell you something. It is one of the most traumatic experiences you'll ever go through. Maybe they've never had that issue. So they can easily type and say yes, or get up and say yes, I'm supporting that, shoot that. Wait until you get a gun in your teeth.
But a lot of people who are actually out there supporting the bill that you're hearing from is giving you their experiences who have had that kind of experience with people who have invaded their homes and been who have faced guns and feel that I need something to protect myself also. So I think what probably needs to happen, and this is just my thoughts on it, you know, I think if there's another side and a downside as we're talking, maybe the opposition could need to start some consultations also to start to show people, you know, the responsibilities that come with this standing ground. Because I remember, you know, listening to people like Omlala and some others, and maybe we'll probably try and get somebody like him one day, talking about, you know, the downside of having a firearm, and how when you shoot someone, the kinds of investigations that take place, and some of these very sad people end up in from the courts. So yes, there's a downside to it. So, but I think people need to recognize that, and there needs to be a certain type of education that comes across right now with this thing also.
Yeah.
I'm not against people having licensed firearms. I'm not against that, you know. But when we go down the road of putting legislation in place, standing ground legislation in place, that points to you just have to assume or presume that there's a threat coming your way and you shoot them to kill. Well, then we could be shooting everybody. Huh?
I think well, it'll depend on how it's worded, you know. I mean, what the actual final legislation will say. But I take your point. I don't know if it can be a carte blanche copying of stand your ground legislation in the United States, where they have that amendment, that second amendment, right to carry arms, etc. Especially which is very
Look at
much
that ignorant statement by Far Rockaway, big guy. Look at that ignorant statement by big guy. Big guy, there is already legislation in place for if somebody invade your house that you could protect yourself. There's already
self-defense. There's already self-defense. But stand your ground takes it. I think stand your ground is taking the self-defense argument a little further down the road. Because, you know, for example, in the common law, you can't have any weaponizing of your property intentionally to somebody who comes into your property. Remember, there was a famous case where somebody had booby trapped their house, and somebody came in and it cut off the arm or something like that.
Yes.
Remember, there was something like that happened in Trinidad. So you can't have intention. You can't, in the common law, you can't do intentional harm to somebody that crosses into your property unless you are defending your property. You're defending your life. Your life is under threat. Then there's a self-defense claim. I think the stand your ground legislation makes it wider. That's my sense of it. I mean, I haven't actually seen the bill or proposed the bill as yet. I don't know if there is a proposed bill yet. But of course, in the United States, that stand your ground legislation has had racial components. Which of course people are saying is not a mirror here, as that would be in the United States. So you have all of these different points of views that are cropping up while we battle this crime scourge.
The only thing I know, a gun is kill people.
Is what?
To kill people. Guns are meant for that. To injure, kill people.
And some people want to be gun owners. Some people want to have a legal firearm.
I'm not against it, you know.
Yeah, but which is kind of connected to the issue, because you have to have a right to defend yourself. You have to have a legal firearm. You know, but of course, some people are not proponents of liberalizing a gun culture, because of course you can see what happens in the United States in terms of their mass shootings and stuff with regard to liberalized gun culture. You know, I've always said after that Sandy Hook incident, if that didn't change the course of American politics in terms of gun culture, I don't know what the hell will.
Yeah.
After Sandy Hook, because Sandy Hook was horrific. That's children. And if that couldn't change it substantively enough, I don't know what the hell would. But if you're having a liberalized culture, which is what this government, to be fair to this government, that's what they lobbied on in terms of trying to get people's vote, and they won. They were very transparent that they were going to bring stand your ground legislation.
Yes,
they were very transparent that they were going to liberalize the issue of firearm users licenses, and they were given the mandate. So they're following through on what we said we were going to do, for which we were elected, and were elected with a substantive majority.
True.
Yeah, but also, guys, you know, let's look at what our culture so far has been. If we bring it down to that, now we have a number of people who right now who are firearm users in this country for years. At present, do we have a problem with people who are legal firearm users in this country? How often do we hear, or I can't remember the last time I've heard somebody with a legal firearm.
Well, you're mixing apples and grapes, as it is. Because we have a limited amount of people who have legal firearms at this point. So the issue becomes, if it's liberalized and there are less checks and balances, or the checks and balances are not as rigorous because you're liberalizing it. If you're liberalizing it, the flip side to that, if you're making something easier, it means the checks and balances are going to be less rigorous. So therefore, it means more people are going to have licensed firearms, and some in that group maybe shouldn't, in terms of their mental capacity, in terms of their anger management, in terms of all of those kinds of issues.
But even if we're liberalizing, Richard, I think that there are certain things that have to be there to make sure that people.
But whatever you put in there means just to liberalizing it. Liberalizing means, in a sense, you're making it easier.
Yeah.
And what capacity you have, if you have 20,000 people applying for licenses, and you say you're going to get it quicker, how much checks and balances you're going to do it? You're not living here.
That is that.
But balances will not really take place.
Yeah, but that is providing, let us say, because of right now we only have the commissioner of police that is the one vested with that authority and stuff. But if it's a situation of we expecting, um, I mean, like, okay, if you are going to have a plea and you are expecting 5,000 people, you're not going to go in the normal community center, right? You're going to probably bring in more people, widen that vetting process with more staff
So
and all this.
Charles, you're also mixing apples and grapes. Private enterprise functions completely different from state agencies. You supposed to do that.
No, I understand that. I'm just bringing it as the analogy. I say if the state is doing something and we have something in place as a vetting process right now, right?
Yeah, but the state agencies are not. I mean, but I don't know.
We can't expand that vetting
I don't
process.
know I don't know how liberal they intend to make it. But
And
the more people, it's just a statistical thing. The more people that have guns, the more likely there are going to be incidents that are going to happen. That's just math. That's why the United States has the most liberalized culture with regard to gun ownership than any other developed country. Who has the most amount of killings by guns in developed countries? And mass shootings and innocent people getting killed in developed countries? Who? The United States. Why? Because mathematically they have more guns out in the hands of people. So it's a math thing too.
all right. Well, let's take a couple calls as we go up
Yeah,
to
we can
the
take
poll.
a
And then remember, people after
yeah.
7 o'clock, you get to talk. Eh?
Yes. Today is your day, folks. It's one day earlier. Of course, tomorrow is a public holiday. So today is the day you get to talk and talk and talk and talk and talk.
Yeah. So if you don't get in this session here before the poll,
Yeah, it sounds like it's throwing words for some people. But then your day, so you can talk and talk and talk and talk.
All right, Kingston. Okay, Zina. All right, everybody.
so why? So polling people did while you craft the poll, Wendell. I don't know if you have one in mind.
What to do now with a poll?
Yeah. We'll take a poll. Caller, good morning to you.
Good morning, gentlemen. Everybody
coming,
keeps talking about stand your ground, and only from the perspective of stand your ground from your home. Remember, stand your ground wouldn't only apply to your home, right? I remember it has happened to me several times, and I'm sure it has happened to any one of you all who are conscious. You and someone in front of you are most of the time a young lady in front of you are heading in the same direction. And it has come to my consciousness before it comes to her consciousness. Hey, I write on this woman heel, and she phone texting away on a phone call or whatever. I write on this woman heel. I could kidnap this woman and go with she. If she or he, I'm not sexualizing it, at that point recognizes that I am now 2 feet away from them because both of us walking into Price Smart together, or both of us walking into Movie Town together, and this person sees me on the heel and feel like coming to grab them. Based on the law that they are proposing, this person could unalive me, using the young people in them word, and walk away scotch-free because them were felt threatened, you know. I mean, not looking at the extreme possibility of how bad this situation can go. We already have situations. Just a couple of weeks ago, there was a situation where a man jumped out the vehicle and clout up an next man because if he give him a bad drive or whatever. Could you imagine? This person now is armed with a firearm and decide not to stop, but just to pelt some shots in your car because I feel you give me a bad drive. It's open and a psychological evaluation not difficult to pass. People are going to slip through the cracks. Right? If any one of you all have done a psychological evaluation for FUL, it is the most asinine question that these people and them ask. Anybody who want to pass that can pass that. Right? So there's a lot of dynamics that could happen that this thing could go south fast.
Okay.
And a lot of innocent people could get killed. Right? So we need to have, and how the government is proposing it, that you ain't about to see a firearm, just shoot and kill people. And how they are putting it out there, you're going to have a lot of wives throwing hot oil on their husband, and it is sending the wrong message, or vice versa. It is sending a very dangerous message where you can have a lot increase in domestic violence situation, and proposing it to be stand your ground. This government is a runaway horse, and we need to be mindful of it. I'll call back in the next hour.
Yeah, okay, no problem. Thanks very much. I wonder if Lincoln does get that same feeling when he goes to Walmart and stuff. Hello, good morning.
Valerie Mendoza, I took your advice and I went on my African top, right?
Okay.
I went and put on one of my games.
Morning, Trin City.
Morning, Sir Charles. Morning, Mr. Wendell. And morning, Mr. Abubasing.
Morning, Trin City. Go ahead.
Sometimes I believe a lot of people in Trinidad don't understand laws and the ramification of laws and the cost of doing things. The standard ground legislation is a very dangerous legislation. I don't know if people know that. Florida had a legislation. Our partner has come from New York. He lives somewhere where Wendell went that time, and he said everybody are gone. How do you call it?
In Georgia.
Where?
Georgia. Yeah, everybody are gone anyways in Georgia.
He said everybody are gone, showing out out there. Right? That law where I listen a lawyer with Sergio talking about better you put on 12 man than 6 man carry out. You understand? I listen big lawyer talking them thing like when you kill people, like you face the court, when you shoot a man in your house, wherever it's murder, you have to prove to the court the man invaded your privacy. I don't know if anybody know that. Everything
He stepped away.
You stepped away a little bit, Mr. Patrick. Mr. Patrick, thank you very much. We're going up to 7 o'clock, and we have to get the poll inside. And then we'll continue with your calls. Remember, you are calling to air your feelings on the issues of the day. Right? So all the people who are calling right now, we will basically suspend their calls a little bit so we can get the poll up and running. And then on the other side.
Have a poll? I'm running a blank. I'm running a blank. I had so many things on my mind this morning that I'm just running a blank. And I think we already polled the stand your ground legislation. We already polled that. So maybe somebody could suggest a poll. We could do it. We could continue to take calls and then do the poll in the first 5 minutes after the news. Because today is your day anyway. So you could suggest a poll today too.
All right, okay. So okay, so because we are so not organized.
Disorganized today, people. Sorry, we apologize.
Yeah, so not organized this morning. We can't come up with a poll.
Because there's so many things flowing through the news. Oh my God.
Right. So let me take this call while we see what's happening. Hello, good morning, caller.
Good morning, gentlemen. Happy African Emancipation Day to you all.
Morning.
Everything good with you all?
Yeah, we good, man.
The video clip, when I saw that video clip, just reminded me of Wendell. I said, I can imagine when Wendell wife used to watch him and he's smiling and you're so happy. But it will still have that moment, Wendell. You'll still reminisce. Nothing wrong with that. It will always have good, it will always have bad. Nothing wrong with that. That's life. And for me, what you're talking about concerning with stand your ground, now if you're fully fenced, your whole place fully fenced, your gate locked, you know your gate locked, it's fully fenced, and you see somebody in your yard, how you get in your yard? You jump over the wall? So, by all means, you could shoot. If you could shoot by the foot, fine, but if it happened that you kill the person, well, remember them jump over your wall if you're fully fenced. You understand? Because we're coming in the yard for to do, not to interfere with something. At the end of the day, damn if you do, damn if you don't. But I think that's how life is.
Okay.
But gentlemen, as usual, great program. I love the topic this whole week. The weekend has begun, Richard.
Yeah.
Anybody, all you know is tomorrow is a nice public holiday. You could still go buy rum bucks and get non-alcoholic wine to sip if you're not in the rum thing. And don't forget Happy Sunday, 2 p.m. with Sir Charles. People always try and say know your songs early because the kind of magic Sir Charles has had to do on a Sunday with them songs and them. Especially, I love what you did, Sir Charles, this Sunday, how you play back all the tunes.
Susie,
the snippet of it.
I gotta leave you
But gentlemen,
thanks much.
great program as usual.
Yeah.
And everyone have a blessed day.
Okay, thanks very much.
When we go for the news, and then when we come back, we're going to come up with a quick poll that we'll do right after the news, and then we'll take some more of your calls.
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is Net Radio News Now.
This is News Now on New Era TT Radio. I'm Derek. Prime Minister Kamala Persad Bissessar says her government has no intention to shut down CPEP, but insists the program must be restructured to better serve the nation's vulnerable. Speaking at a pre-budget consultation in her Superia constituency on July, the Prime Minister said CPEP, along with URP and the National Reforestation Program, have become inefficient and riddled with corruption. We have become a nation of grass cutters, she said, adding that 10,700 CPEP workers were fired in June under the restructuring drive. Public Utilities Minister Barry Patterath echoed similar concerns, noting that the goal is to help former workers transition into more sustainable jobs. Meanwhile, the opposition is threatening legal action. Opposition leader Penelope Beckles and Senator Faris Al-Rawi have pledged court battles on behalf of dismissed workers. A contract breach case between Eastman Enterprise Limited and CPEP was filed earlier this month, with a decision expected in August. The judiciary of Trinidad and Tobago has pushed back against UDECOT's claims that it was responsible for major delays in the San Fernando Supreme Court renovation project. In a public notice issued July 28th, UDECOT blamed numerous scope changes and lengthy approval periods from the judiciary for stalling the works, ultimately leading to the termination of the contractor's contract on July 17th. But in a strong rebuttal on July 30th, the judiciary called that statement misleading, saying the real reason for the setbacks was contractor underperformance. It cited a series of internal letters between UDECOT and the contractor, dating back to 2024, as evidence of repeated shortcomings by the contractor. The judiciary said it has been trying to engage UDECOT to resolve the issue, noting that a July 23rd meeting request with the chairman has gone unanswered. While calling for collaboration, the judiciary stressed it remains committed to completing the project for the benefit of court users and the public. After nearly 2 months, police have confirmed that the burnt body found in Princestown in early June is that of missing 31-year-old Jeremy David. David, who was a manager at the Diego Martin Regional Corporation, was reported missing on May 30th after he left his La Romaine home around 10 a.m. and failed to make contact with family. His vehicle, a silver Toyota Fielder wagon, remains missing. On June 3rd, police discovered a burnt body in the bushes near a housing settlement in Buenatento. A resident made the grim discovery while tending a nearby garden. Today, senior police confirmed DNA tests have positively identified the remains as Jeremy David. Investigations into his disappearance and suspected murder are ongoing. In a major blow to organized crime, police have arrested the man they believe is the head of a massive car theft ring targeting central and northeastern Trinidad. 30-year-old Alan Lau Balkasoon of Williamsville and Malik was arrested on July 22nd, less than a month after being released from prison. Since his release on July 1st, police noted a spike in stolen vehicles, particularly Toyota Fielders, Axios AD wagons, and H100 vans. He was charged with 13 counts of larceny, all allegedly committed between July 2nd and 20th, and denied bail in the Chaguanas Masters Court today. Investigators recovered several stolen vehicles during a joint intelligence-led operation involving the Chaguanas CID and Northeastern Division. The TTPS praised officers for their diligence and confirmed the investigation is ongoing, with efforts now focused on recovering more stolen vehicles and dismantling the wider network of accomplices. The case resumes in court on October 29th. A 40-year-old man arrested in connection with a robbery investigation was found dead in a holding cell at the St. Joseph Police Station early Tuesday morning. The deceased has been identified as Kapildev Mutu of Bamboo Settlement No. 2, Valsain. Police say Mutu was detained around 11 p.m. Monday night after officers reviewed security footage in connection with a robbery report made by a resident of his neighborhood. Mutu was searched and placed alone in a cell. Just before 5 a.m., PC Samuel discovered him unresponsive, kneeling with a makeshift noose made from a jersey tied around his neck. He was shirtless and wearing only black and white plaid boxers. The district medical officer, Dr. Das, was called and officially declared him dead at the scene. Investigations are ongoing. In the region, Barbados has reaffirmed its commitment to tackling human trafficking, vowing to work with national, regional, and international partners to dismantle what it calls criminal networks thriving on exploitation. Speaking on the World Day Against Trafficking in Persons, Attorney General Dale Marshall said human trafficking is not a random crime, but an organized, deliberate violation of human rights. He acknowledged the Barbados Police Service's ongoing efforts to detect and investigate cases and emphasized sensitivity to victims' needs, who can be of any age, race, or gender. Marshall urged the public to support law enforcement, learn the signs of trafficking, and report suspicious activity. This year's theme is Human Trafficking is Organized Crime, End the Exploitation. The United Nations warns trafficking is growing, with over 200,000 detected victims between 2020 and 2023, and many more believed to be unreported. Marshall stressed that through capacity building, public awareness, and cross-border cooperation, Barbados stands firm in its mission to break the chains of exploitation. In international news, the United States will impose 25% tariffs on goods imported from India starting August 1st, President Donald Trump announced Tuesday. In a Truth Social post, Trump called India a friend, but accused it of charging excessively high tariffs, buying Russian oil and weapons, and contributing to Russia's war machine. He said, India's tariffs are among the highest in the world, and that's about to change. The move comes ahead of a trade agreement deadline after earlier tariff threats were paused. An additional penalty for India's Russian purchases is also expected. India responded by saying it's committed to a fair, balanced trade deal, but will take all necessary steps to secure our national interest. U.S. Trade Representative Jamieson Greer acknowledged progress in talks, but described India's trade policy as long-standing and protectionist, especially on agriculture and dairy, major sticking points. Despite tension, India remains optimistic. Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal says negotiations are making fantastic progress. Last year, U.S.-India trade hit $190 billion, with the U.S. running a $45 billion deficit, a figure Trump says must come down. And that's news at this time.
That was News Now. Stay informed with New Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
Your mid-morning just got better. Join Sir Charles for the mid-morning mix and mingle, where good music, real talk, health, and family matters come together, and your voice is heard. Whether you're at work, on the go, or just taking a break, this is the perfect mix to keep you engaged, informed, and entertained. The mid-morning mix and mingle, weekdays, 9 a.m. to 12 noon on New Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
Mornings just got better. You're locked into Net Radio Breakfast Show, fueling your day with the best music and real talk. for sure.
Well, everybody, we welcome you back inside of the second hour, this beautiful Thursday morning as we go into the weekend, a long weekend. It's going to be a sort of a long weekend as we celebrate African Emancipation Day here in Trinidad and Tobago, and in other spaces there are celebrations taking place. So Jamaica, Barbados, St. Lucia. And of course, there are a lot of other countries celebrating also. So we wish everybody a great day. And remember, you are on to New Era TT Radio, taking you above and beyond. Remember, you can listen to us all throughout the weekend. Yes, we have programming taking place all day, every day. And throughout this long holiday weekend, we will be here with you. So you can check us out at newerattradio.com or New Era TT Radio if you're on TuneIn. So you can get us on all of your Alexa and smart devices, right? So just a couple messages and we will be back.
Charmflair Auto Services Limited, your one-stop auto repair shop, located at number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair, right opposite the brewery on the Eastern Main Road. Yes, we do it all. Repairs to all makes and models, from your everyday sedan to SUVs, light trucks, pickups, and panel vans. We're also the sole distributors of Davanti tires, certified VTS inspection station, plus a wide range of services: oil change, front end and suspension repairs, tune-ups, tire alignment, batteries, electrical work, radiator and cooling system, AC repairs, and accessories galore. We offer pickup and drop-off service too. Call us today at 662-6545 or 662-6572. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Charmflair Auto Services Limited, number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair. We do it all.
Looking for trusted, affordable security and property services? Horatio Services has you covered across Trinidad and Tobago. We offer battle security, canine patrols, 24/7 protection, and all sorts of private investigations, discreet, professional, and effective. But that's not all. We also provide construction. From building to renovation, we bring your vision to life. Landscaping, keep your outdoors looking sharp and inviting. Maintenance, repairs, upkeep, and everything in between. At Horatio Services, you get professionalism, reliability, and personal care. Whether it's safety or property support you need, visit us at Marino Street, Arima, or call 388-7070. Today, Horatio Services, protection, precision, peace of mind.
Advertise with us on New Era TT Radio, the fastest growing streaming platform for talk in Trinidad and Tobago. Audio and video ads welcome. Elevate your brand with us. Connect with us at newerattradio@yahoo.com or call us at 299-5156. Now what are you waiting for?
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
Oh yeah. Although leave out to watch con. That's a lesson we should all know. Leave out to watch con. No, that's a lesson we should all know. Richard planning wedding bells to ring, but Andrew got a secret thing. Best man supposed to stand by your side, not steal away your future bride. So Marie Calla, all them know. Trust does break and hearts does go. At Queen's House Sunday night, August 10th, 6:30, right? Benita, Leslie, and will show how betrayal steal the show. Deborah Messon directing true. This Trinity tale for me and you. You don't Leave out to watch corn. No, no, that's a lesson we should all know. Leave out to watch corn. No, no, that's a lesson we should all know. Oh yeah, that's a lesson we should all know.
Okay, we are back after the 7 o'clock news. Oh, it seems like a long time. You know, I'm working on getting a new stand in. Anyway, but before we get in, we're going to do a quick little poll based on a lot of the comments in the chat. A lot of people are talking about the CPEP workers and so on in terms of, well, they were called grass cutters. I don't know how we reach back to that. You know, so grass don't need cutting. Using a waka is not a skill. I don't know how many of y'all could actually use a waka, you know. I can't. You understand? But it's a skill. You know, so that's our poll. And whilst our poll is up, so we're gonna take just 5 minutes of messages on this poll of, do you believe CPEP workers will be rehired? That's our poll this morning. We're gonna just do a 5-minute poll on it, and of course, tomorrow is African Emancipation Day, so you're invited to go down Port of Spain and join the march, the procession. I only did it once, actually. I thoroughly enjoyed it that year. I was right behind Sir Charles' truck, you know. But it's an enjoyable thing, and of course, don't forget to visit the Emancipation Park in terms of supporting the businessmen and businesswomen there. All right. But let me read this for you all. I found it. I didn't know. I had lost it, but I found it back. These are words. So whilst you're voting, continue to vote, right? We'll read the results just now. This is a words attributed to the Minister of Defense, the Honorable Wayne Sturge. A question, this is in quotation marks, right? A question I am usually asked: what if my ex-boyfriend is a police and I horn him because he just finished his job faster than Usain Bolt? Or what he has is a CPEP fig, and the new Rastafarian have a Gros Michel, and is a marathon man, and I don't want the police no more. And that man comes to your house. The fact that he is police and the fact that he is in uniform does not prevent you and your new Rastafarian lover from defending your home. Well, let that soak in. That is the Minister of Defense telling somebody that if they and the policeman boyfriend who have a CPEP fig and has finished faster than Usain Bolt, and your new man have a Gros Michel and is a Rastafarian, you understand? You and your new man have a right to defend yourself against that policeman if he come in your house. Let that soak in a little bit. That's a Minister of Defense saying that, eh?
So is it that the story that he's telling, or you're taking the what he's actually trying to imply in between there? That if you start a relationship with somebody else and they're home by you, and your ex-lover decide to come and he want to get trouble and he want to break down the door and he want to harm you all, or they could deal with him.
The ex-lover is a policeman, right?
Well, forget the policeman and thing, you know.
No, that's the example he gave.
Yeah, well, he trying to be grassroots. You know, when you're trying to be grassroots, he's trying to be the examples he's drawing. He's trying to be grassroots. When you ever see when on the campaign trail when they playing certain types of music, how they try to get on in that kind of way. There's look out of place.
So Charles, leave that for us. Richard and I, we three of us very good at doing this type of humor sometimes. This is not funny. This is not funny coming from a government minister. We can do that.
No, that's what I'm saying. So,
Richard, give me that thing there. Richard, give me that little special thing with the little boy in the back seat. Give me that.
Me?
Dedicated to Minister Sturge this morning.
You have privileges that you could do that, right?
I know, you had to show me.
I have to show you.
I know how to be done, yeah? Fine, good.
A bullshit? A bullshit?
That is for Minister Sturge. Oh, and get me one for Sir Charles.
You see, you are taking the message one way, right? And it's okay. I am looking at the message in a different way. I am not dealing with all the fluff around the message and the story he's trying to tell to try to be grassroots. I'm just taking the takeaway from the story.
So, Charles, right now, with that people were killing people for less than a CPEP figure, no?
Yeah. So if he had said in that thing, if you were in a relationship and you have moved on, and that person cannot accept that relationship that you are now in, and you are in your home, as we have seen in the past, right? Mm-hmm. And somebody comes to your home and wants to harm you and your new lover, and you are in your space, you now have the right to stand your ground and deal with that person. Without have sounded
the laws already to deal with that, and you see how you put it over. The minister could have put it over.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm not supporting him where that is concerned. You know, I'm saying that part of it, they are trying to be a particular thing that they are not. So the messages are being lost because you're trying to be grassroots, you're trying to be down to earth, you're trying to be one of the boys, when you should just give the message.
All right, let's take, Richard, you ready for the votes? Do you believe CPEP workers will be rehired? We talk enough. We just counting the votes now, right? Yeah, Marcia Rock, no. Margaret Thomas, no. Cheryl Henry, no. Miguel Gonzalez, Bo, I think he meant no, or he voted after. Donna Ramlochan, yes. Carol Guevara, unfortunately, no. Kazim Mohammed, no. Jason Samuel, yes. Ron DeSantis Jr., yes. Diane Payne, no. Alistair Hart, no. Sherma Paul, no. Thanks, Valerie Mendoza. I have lots of these, you know. Slick Money Grip, no. Gregory Boyer, yes. Far Rockaway, yes. Ava Smith, no. Lester Cragwell, yes. Bernadette Yates, no. Claire Lendor Rollins, no. Susan Jessup, yes. Michael Robinson, yes. Okay. All right. Who are the other votes? Scorpion and them didn't vote. Terry and George, yes. Joyce Phillip, no. CJ from New York, no. And a lot of chat.
Morning poll, do you believe CPEP workers will be rehired?
Yeah.
That's our poll this morning.
Trinidad Margot, yes. Garfield Hazel, no. Anthony Atwell, yes. Stella Services, no. Ricardo Jeffers, no. And Carl M. Jack says yes. Those are all. James Kamau came in with a no. And we'll end it there and go back to taking your calls.
Yeah,
but Sir Charles would have some votes too.
Yeah. Sir Charles, you have any?
Yes, we do.
So leave out, you know, Sir Charles.
Yeah, because he vexed
my apologies, boss.
Gone clear, you know. So don't matter.
Yeah,
it does not matter.
He vexed. He's standing on the ground. So Sexy Red says yes. Pauline says yes. Terry Ann Peters says, you're confusing me, man. Like that. So give me 1 minute. I have to go into some of these messages, right? No. Lincoln says no. Kenwin says yes. Brenda says no. Mr. Bailey says yes. And Terry Ann says no. Right. So those are the votes on the. Oh, sorry. Judith and Tobago says yes. Joseph Clement says yes. Afia Lashley says yes. Right. So those are the ones that I have here.
All right. I'll just give you 3 more, Richard. Mike Sankofa, no. Melchizedek, no. Joyce, Michael Oliver, yes. And Trini Gets Fit, yes. All right. We leave that there.
The last one is a yes?
Yes. The last one is a yes.
All right, so our poll this morning, do you believe CPEP workers will be rehired? We had 44 people voting on the poll in the allotted time, and of the 44 people, 23 of you said no, you don't believe they'll be rehired. 21 of you said yes.
Oh, that was close.
A pretty close poll in that poll kind of split on this one. 21 of you said yes, 23 of you said no. The nays have it by a So 23 said no. I don't know what I just did there. 23 said no. 21 said yes. 44. So 44 people voted for the poll. The nays have it this morning, but by a slither.
The KNHH. There's a word, there are words, terms that we alone do here in Trinidad and Tobago to describe certain situations, and that is one by a they spell it KNHH.
Oh, when Odell sent me a picture, I guess it meant for he said it's like by somebody with a business place, and they have this sign outside, and it says free rum when West Indies win.
Yeah, I put that up as my status the other day. I have a location near you.
Oh, well, look like we ain't drinking a rum by that.
It don't look so. It don't look so. You know.
So we going back to the lines?
Well, it is their show today, isn't it?
Nice. All right. So, caller, good morning to you. Welcome.
Gentlemen, good morning.
Morning.
Emancipation blessings to you all and to the rest of Trinidad and Tobago.
Thanks much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, caller.
All right.
No, you only called to say that.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes.
Go ahead,
all
Mr.
Right.
Joseph.
But you're hearing two callers on the line.
Oh, okay. I think I realized what is that. Go ahead. Mr. Patrick, you keep quiet.
Okay, then. Thank you very much. You know, the goalpost seems to be shifting all the time as it relates to the CPEP issue. First, it was corruption with the contractors and so on. Now is that we have too many grass cutters in the nation. Everybody cutting grass. I really wonder what is the truth here. And I feel it for the CPEP workers because it's very difficult to be out in the hot sun for how many hours that it is doing what you do in terms of trying to beautify the country and the landscape and so on. And more so, people fail to realize that by cutting the grass in all of these areas, it reduces the chance of mosquito-borne diseases. And how many times have you heard that CPEP workers in some remote area stumbled upon a body that was dumped on the side of the road? The program has value. It contributes to the beautification of the country. Maybe it needs to remodel somewhat, but I asked the Honorable Prime Minister to help the little people. She came in on a wave of everybody wins when they win, but it seems that a lot of people are losing. I'll leave it for there now, gentlemen.
Yeah. All right, take care. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Mr. Patrick.
Yes, hello.
Your turn now.
Yeah. I get that cross line there.
Yeah, go ahead. No, it wasn't cross. Sorry. But go ahead.
A lot of people don't understand what was the purpose of CPEP. When they don't know from CPEP, CPEP was a program to beautify the country, to maintain verges, roads, highways, drainage, cleaning and things, right? That was the purpose of CPEP because Ministry of Works, the borough and the county could not do all that job because they wasn't employing people permanently in them places. So they always had a short staff. CPEP come and they try to fill the gaps, right? Now, CPEP is supposed to be a rotation program. You know what, Charlo?
Yeah, we are.
A rotation program. The contractor in CPEP wasn't supposed to work for a certain amount of length of time. The workers was hired by the contractors. Nice? And they rotate the program. But so far as we've seen, CPEP get enlarged. Nice? So I don't know what the criteria now of running CPEP. It come like maxi taxi on the bus route. Maxi taxi on the bus route was the beginning of maxi taxi on the bus route was owner drill maxi on the bus route. Now it's have 10, 5, 15 maxi on the bus route.
So what wrong with that?
Is this your details?
So what wrong with if somebody decide they're making an investment and thing and they own more than one maxi? What wrong with that?
That wasn't the purpose. The purpose was when people get laid
when
off.
I listen to this gobbledygook, I calling it gobbledygook. Nobody just tell the people who paving road that they must only pave road for a certain amount of time. And that's nobody paves road in this country except the state. Anybody tell the road paver, listen to me. Anybody tell the road paving contractors. Anybody ever tell the road paving contractors they can only do for a while and then they have to change?
When is the government supposed to deal with that? If the government don't want to get other contractors, that's the business, but I'm supposed to deal with that. One man not supposed to have a monopoly on the government. You know what I'm saying?
All right, Mr. Patrick, I want to answer a question.
One man not supposed to do that, but they allow that.
Mr. Patrick, because you also have the wrong concept of CPEP. Besides the beautification, it was to create new entrepreneurs. That is what it was meant to create.
Yes, we know that.
Right, but you didn't say that.
But the program was to be a rotated program.
No.
I work Ministry of Works and I know the whole program.
You ever rotate out the Ministry of Works? You ever rotate out the Ministry of Works? You ever work there for like 5 years and then leave and go and work somewhere else? You ever do that?
Ministry of Works is a permanent established position.
Nothing important, Mr. Patrick.
Is what they call on CPEP and URP is what they call unemployment relief program.
Oh Lord! All right, okay, I'll give up.
No problem, Mr. Patrick.
I give up.
Thanks so much.
I just want to
Mr. Billy, good morning to you. Oh, hold on 1 minute, Mr. Billy.
Yeah, I want to answer Andre. Andre, I totally agree with that. As a matter of fact, a lot of CPEP workers have in fact ended up inter corporations working, because they learn that skill of using the worker, and certainly they do a plenty better job than some corporation workers, and a lot of them have ended up in there. You understand? Of course, it's the person to get them in there, but that's a whole next story.
That is a next piece of bubble by itself. Mr. Billy, good morning to you.
And they must be dealt with.
Mr.
And
Billy,
they must be restructured in a way that they can't have people who are somewhere in a school sitting down on a desk and getting paid. This was revealed in a newspaper, I think about two weeks ago. So those kind of things must be rectified, because I feel it's a civilized society. And when you hear about that level of corruption, I made the point already on this program, that corruption is a cancer in society, and it's eating at the fabric of the society. And it has people who genuinely going to apply for a job, can't get it, and people staying at home and getting a monthly salary because of gold gap. So those things do exist. I have a
you know what, Mr. Billy?
The next
you know it exists in every single
That's Sanyago, as the good lawyer there said. The current government now, the UNC coalition, have campaigned. They campaign on that, saying that they will give the population a fighting chance. I have looked with dismay at how 7 and 8 young black children, I saw them going into people's homes and shooting and doing what they want. And I mean, the government is seeing it fit to give the population a fighting chance, and we have to at least give them the chance. We can't condemn everything they want to do in this respect. So I am saying I wanted to have balance. I wanted to have checks and balance. And I think it's Wendell made the point some time ago that we cannot have people just going to play at the mango and they be shut down or gunned down. I don't want that kind of behavior. But I'm saying, let us see if the population could have a fighting chance against these brutal attacks on homes in home invasion. I have seen it on video sent to my phone, and it's very, very distressing how people have been treated by these criminals on them. So those are the 2 points I want to make. Thank you very much. So Charles,
all right.
The truck, bring down the power tomorrow, by the power. Right.
Yeah, thanks very much, Mr. B. I'll bring down the money first.
Who is this clown called? Who is this clown here? I'm going to show you how I can overtalk you now. Yeah. Let's take the calls.
Good morning, Princess Dong.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. I tend to look at the bigger picture. The Minister of Finance has a challenge on his hand to meet some of the promises, particularly in the wage increases that they made on the campaign trail. And the revenue stream has not increased except for a slight increase in the price of petrochemicals as a result of the Middle East issue. But that would not be enough to address these issues. So the challenge is, how do we get at least some of the revenue to be able to fund these things? And hence the reason you would see the government looking at some low-hanging fruit. In some cases, they will have justification. They might be able to say, well, look, the CPEP program needs restructuring. But clearly, they are looking for funds so that when they read the budget, it would reflect that they are committed to some of the promises in terms of how they're allocating the money. But in respect of CPEP, do expect it to be, even if it's reestablished, not to the level it is, because they need the funds to allocate for another commitment. And that's actually what's going on. All the issues about CPEP and things, those are things that could be resolved, or should be an attempt should be made to improve it. But it's really about identifying revenue. And finally, when CPEP was established, it didn't mean, and this is why I could say this, it didn't mean that it was new money going into CPEP, It meant that the casual employment in the local government bodies was reduced. And therefore, with that reduction, some more funds were available to put into CPEP. Actually, it's just I would say a more efficient way of doing some local government functions.
Yeah.
It's about revenue. And that's already.
And Paula, I'm happy you raised that.
Thanks very much, Mr.
The caller's not hearing. I'm saying I'm happy the caller raised that last point about what was happening in the regional corporations at the time. Regional corporations didn't accept, they disliked it when CPEP came on board, because CPEP was showing them doing the same work that they were being paid 3 times the amount to do, and CPEP was doing it so much more efficiently. So they didn't accept it at first. Of course, after a while, they realized that, hey, these people are actually helping us. Because once you go into the corporation and you work a certain amount of hours, once you pass a certain amount of hours, you permanently employed. That's why Mr. Patrick could talk like that, You know very well he could go into Ministry of Works, and after a certain amount of time, you permanent, That's a law. But guess what? You're doing less work, or sometimes you're doing no work. So where's the efficiency in that? But you're guaranteed of your salary at the end of the month regardless. That doesn't happen in CPEP.
All right. Zena, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Good morning.
My
Zena.
disappointment with CPEP is that not enough protection was put in for the people who worked in CPEP. No government did it, and I blame. That's why I came today and I criticized the former minister of local government, who CPEP fell under. He was the Attorney General for 7 years, the head of the minister in charge of CPEP, and you let that happen to the people under your watch? No, I could never understand that.
All right, Zena, are you hearing us?
Zena online?
She's online, but all right, okay. Maybe she's not hearing. Yeah, so people remember, we are taking your calls, 281-1315 on this eve of Emancipation, African Emancipation Day, tomorrow. All right.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, caller.
Morning, my brother. Now, I want to shame on Mr. Benjamin. Sometimes when I watch the news, when I see Mr. Benjamin.
All right, we don't want to deal with that because he has to appear before the court today. We don't want to judge. It's a story. We are going to follow it and we're going to get into that. But we're not going to cry shame on anybody just yet.
And if people are being charged, we be careful now that people are charged and that sort of thing, right?
Somebody asked a question earlier on too, and I was to ask Richard that. They meant to ask Richard, how come his name was mentioned and he hasn't appeared before the court as yet? How come his name was mentioned in the story and he hasn't appeared before the court as yet? That I found surprising too.
Yeah.
They mention names now, I think.
They do.
You mean in sexual
Before he
offenses?
appeared before the court?
Are you talking specifically about sexual offenses or generic?
Yes. Specifically about sexual offenses.
Yeah, there was a time they didn't used to publish any names or anything because, of course, the reputational damage that happens, even if you're found innocent.
Yeah.
There's reputational damage. But I was thrown out the window by something. Was it legislative? I can't remember what it was. And so now they do say people's names and stuff like that. But prior to that, there was I don't know if it was legislative or a formal policy of not mentioning people's names with regard to sexual offenses, who the accused were, until they were convicted.
Right.
Not even when the court case is going on.
Right.
Until they were convicted. And the thinking behind it was that once you mention somebody's name with regard to a sexual offense, whether they committed it or not, the damage to their reputation is done. So even if they were subsequently found innocent, there would still be some people that would be watching you in a particular way because of whatever offense that you faced before the court, even though you may have been completely innocent of it.
Yes.
But there is reputational. The nature of sexual offenses is that reputational damage lasts. That was the thinking prior, that you didn't mention who it was until they were actually convicted. Then you would say, this person was convicted of X, Y, or Z, because that means you now have a conviction.
Right.
Okay. Dabity, good morning.
Dabby. Good morning, Sir Charles. Good morning,
Morning.
Richard, and good morning to Wendell. Happy
morning.
Emancipation Day to you all. Actually, that day is the only day I really like. I'm gonna say like in all celebrations, even Christmas. That's the only one I will say something about, So, Wendell, by the way, you look nice. Your Ghana outfit looks good. Right.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Wayne Sturge, it's like this. These ministers, I wonder if they will have, like during this period, I wonder if they should have had a crash course for them. Right? Because Mr. Wayne Sturge from the outset, when he wasn't even a member of parliament yet, was talking crap. He got elected. He's a criminal attorney, so how come he talking so much nonsense? Like everything he says, it rubbing off on Alexander, both of them together or something, because I find they talking so much things that it doesn't make sense, right? And they expect people not to criticize them, and people call and say, "Oh, leave them alone because all of us in government. I'm not no PNM, I don't know you say I am nothing." So, and it's my duty to say what I want to say, and my right. So when people call and say, "Get them a chance," okay, get them all the chances in the world. Is a raffle? You have to say what is wrong. And then yesterday, the Prime Minister of all people calling these people grass cutters. So people that used to cut cane long time, and she said she worked in the cane field. What was she cutting? Not cane. And she graduated from cutting cane. And look who she is now. So why
Isn't cane a grass anyway too? Isn't cane a grass? A type of grass?
No, not a cutlass. You have a swiper, but then you're using waka now because we improved. Yeah. Right? So you're making that song as if it's such a degrading job. Plus, but then you will say about the garbage collectors. They only picking up rubbish. Sometimes when I have nothing to say, and probably because of all that is taking place, she wants to soothe her supporters, whatever they have. She's talking nonsense herself. How could you be so degrading to people? Because grass cutting is not a degrading job. Because right by me there, my savanna there, CPEP is a real huge savanna. I don't know if you know it, Wendell. Real huge savanna. And CPEP cuts it, like they take about 3 days to cut it. The last day of their job, when we did not know that was going to happen, when they're going to get fired,
quarter was remaining to be cut. I think I told Sir Charles about that. And then the garbage that the grass that they picked up from the other side, that was there as well. Right now, the quarter that was remaining is nearly knee high, and the parts that were already cut, ankle high. But that's where people go and walk in the afternoon. We use the little machines there for exercise and so on. Your foot all between grass. So who gonna do that? Regional Corporation? I can tell you all too, there's just one drain that separates my street from our next side. That Regional Corporation comes around 6 o'clock to cut some grass. I'm telling you all this because I'm up all 4 o'clock. They reach like 20 to 6. They start at 6. And like 6:15, they're done. And I would just walk out my gate and walk and see what they do. And they just cut down the tall part and everything lie down there. Everything. So we want these people to come and do the work. And
they're permanent though. You can't get rid of them, you know. They're permanent.
I know they still getting paid, but that is the difference in the equality in it, the inequality in it. I just get upset when they talk about people like that in the lower rung of the ladder. They're too unfair, and I find they should get back the job.
Okay, no problem. Thanks very much, Davide. Yeah, I don't think any job should be looked down on like that because all these are essential services. If you don't have people cutting grass, you have all different kinds of things happening. If you don't have people picking up your garbage, you don't want to. You wouldn't want to live in that area. So yeah. We should, and that's why I say sometimes the language and so when they say things like that, the messages that they're trying to get across get lost in the back of the It's not just this government. Even coming up into the elections and stuff, you find that politicians go on the platform and they will talk for a whole hour and then make one stupid statement. And then everything that you said in the past, nobody remembers it. Good morning, caller.
The thing about it is that if you have contractors who are quote unquote criminal gang, criminal network, or not paying the statutory deal with them.
Yeah, weed
it out.
Yeah, weed it out. Yeah. Caller, good morning.
Gentlemen.
Morning.
Go ahead, American.
I firmly believe this no CPEP needs to be a teaching moment for us, the citizens of this country. Because I am passing by a lot of homes, and it was mentioned in the last partnership regime, and it's something I feel we need to use this to catapult off of. People need to be responsible for the grass that is in front of their homes. We must not depend solely on CPEP to clean in front of your house. Right? You're cutting the grass in the yard, but in front of your fence, you find CPEP work. It is in front of your home. Either you cast it or you cut the grass in front of your home. The home before me, the church before me, the pastor and I decided here we're going to do a CPEP game. There's a lot of property before our property. We decided here we're going on. This week you will cut it, both sides of the street. The next, whenever you're ready to cut again, I will cut both sides of the street. We need to, do what we have to do, especially if it's in front of your area. Another idea that I saw that they had in the partnership regime that are seeing that there's a problem. A lot of people have abandoned derelict vehicles on the street, very close to corners, and it just gave months and years, vehicles just abandoned on the side of the road, So we now have to use one lane instead of two. They had a proposal last time to remove these vehicles if it pack up for too long and whatnot. Those are like low-hanging fruits that I feel the government could reinforce, revisit, and start to enforce. People have material on the side of the road for years. They throw up so much so they throw tapping over it, and they gravel on the road. So drivers know how to weave around your gravel to get to and from where they're going. Low-hanging fruits. That was in the manifesto and was on Jack Warner spoke about these things. And they were very good ideas, and I find it something you can revisit. All right?
Okay.
All right. Those are local government issues you just raised there, though. But guess what? Them workers permanent. As Mr. Patrick said, they permanent. I permanent, you know.
Oh my word. Zena, good morning.
Good morning, Sir Charles. Good morning, Richard and Wendell.
Morning.
Good morning. Good morning to my girls' school and to everybody else locked on. Happy emancipation to all.
African emancipation.
African emancipation. Thanks for the correction. Wendell took the wind out of my sail earlier when I was trying to get him to tell Richard to play that clip with the little boy. Now, I've never heard so much go by in and outside of Parliament. What is going on with this country? We are in a mess. When I hear what is going on in the Parliament and I looking around now, the grass and they said about their grass cutters. Well, the grass ain't cutting nowhere now. No bush ain't cutting down nowhere. We living in a jungle in this place here. And they talking. I could remember in the previous incarnation, when they came in, they used to talk that CPEP a long time. When they came in, they so love it that they extended the program. Wendell, could you recall that they extended it, even they put a C branch? Yeah. When I said so, extended
a marine branch.
to dealing with a marine branch. That is the name. Thank you. Yep. So it was so good. So they extended it because they always used to talk about the painting stones and feeding at the trough and all kind of nonsense. And when they got in there, they extended. So what's the problem now? I asked a question this morning. I didn't answer it. You know why? It have another part. They will bring back the program, Maybe they may change the name as well as keep it. But they will have their own people. You see, just like how they fill up the Parliament, that they nearly can't hold in the Parliament, ministers, permanent secretaries, 3 and 4 ministers in one ministry. Just that is what they're going to do. Fill up the program with all who have their family and friends to come in. They will do just that. So a sprinkling of the people who were there before might get through. Because once you see they change the contracts, the contractors, and give it to their people, the people who were there before, half or three-quarters of them not getting back there. And as for what I hearing with this stand your ground, you see all that go by right here in there, they're going to mess up this country, They're going to mess this country up. We're going to have plenty unwarranted murders in this country. You see this? Everybody get trigger happy and the amount of nonsense, and people won't even know when you could shoot from when you can't shoot. So you see that? They better stop it. And and lastly, the government, they had no right to be looking for money. It had money streams coming in. She stopped it. You ain't coming, the government, good. You shut down this. You close down TTRA. No property tax. No, where the felt money would have fall from, like manna from heaven. It is taxes that have to bring in money. So when you ain't taxing nobody for not know how you getting the money, the little pittance you're getting from the oil and gas, and all you fight on the different programs where the previous government was trying to rake in more income from oil and gas.
But the previous government functioned without the previous government functioned without property tax for what, 8 of their 10 years? 9 of the 10 years?
All.
And that is why they were in deficit. That is why the government didn't have to say that. That is why
once they had to pay property tax,
but you heard the amount of money that Mr. Imber said they collected for land and building taxes, for property tax. So if they continue that, at least they would have had a stream. because I paid mine already and for 2 years and
Or
I
they
finally could have
campaigned on
continued.
no property tax and they were voted in, Zena.
Yes.
All right, well, good. Well, let them stay there without any money. Once they don't stop my BS pension, that's all I'm concerned about now. So let people cry because they say yellow was the code. Let them take the pus and
Zena.
what you call it, the jaundice in the brains now. Let
Oh
them
my
take
God.
that.
Zena real betrayers. Zena is 5 years, you know.
A lot of people share that same sentiment that Zena shares.
Of course, you know, that's why we are paying the money, UNC. You understand? Of course, there are plenty of people.
Far Rockaway, you're getting to be very disrespectful. I don't like it. Don't attack this program the way you who you calling a fool? Huh? Who you calling three foolish people? Remove your comment before I move it and ban you.
Bacchanal going on there. All right. As we go up to 8 o'clock, we could probably take this final call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Sir Charles. Long time, my brother.
Long time. Who is this?
Good morning, everybody. Sir Charles, this country could not have been more rock bottom than it was for the last 9.5 years. The only way we could go from here is up. I mean, the PNM destroyed the economy. They destroyed the fabric of society. They interfered with every institution that is supposed to be fair and normal. They dipped their hand in everything. From Gary, we could go right back. The president's house, incursion, I should say. Now with CPEP, let me touch CPEP a little bit. You know one of these fellas who took the CPEP company to court. The case fell down because they realized the fellow was not on the register. Would you believe that Mr. Al-Rawi and company, those bright lawyers, the attorney general who probably would have never won a case, they had to withdraw? Oh my God, I do not feel like people lose it. There is corruption in the thing, and in order to rid of the corruption, you have to dismantle it and rebuild it. And rebuild it in a meaningful way. You know, this PNM trait about being corrupt all the time is the trademark, you know. I remember Desmond Carty saying, all are we thieves. By the admittance of all are we thieves, brother. So I hear Gina and them with diatribe and global diarrhea on the thing. You know, they will continue to do that because I know they're paying him. And
they don't have to call it verbal diarrhea. She just has a differing opinion.
Yeah, difference of opinion. We have to learn to say things differently.
Yeah, we have differing opinions
on both sides of the house.
And of course, Zena is going to see things but through a particular lens because she is supporting the People's National Movement.
Yeah, but
you know, is it fair to say that the people talking go barrel from Parliament? You know, I didn't hear your comment on that.
Maybe I missed it. But generally, both sides of the aisle talk go bar in Parliament.
This is one of the
I just say it.
Talk shows. You hear one part, you know, she repeated the go bar terminology a couple of times and she has tried it to win surge. I mean, gentlemen, if we're dealing with the thing, let me deal with the thing in a very fair and balanced way.
Caller, thanks much. Thank you.
Just
very much.
You're just saying you are entitled to have your differing opinions.
Yeah. But you're right. We need to be careful with how we say things and say things.
You could say, you know, I disagree with what Zena said, and you know, I think she is wrong, and move on and make a point.
All right. So news is next.
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is Net Radio News Now.
This is News Now on New Era TT Radio. I'm Derek. Prime Minister Kamla Persad Bissessar says her government has no intention to shut down CPEP, but insists the program must be restructured to better serve the nation's vulnerable. Speaking at a pre-budget consultation in her Superior constituency on July 29th, the Prime Minister said CPEP, along with URP and the National Reforestation Program, have become inefficient and riddled with corruption. We have become a nation of grass cutters, she said, adding that 10,700 CPEP workers were fired in June under the restructuring drive. Public Utilities Minister Barry Patterath echoed similar concerns, noting that the goal is to help former workers transition into more sustainable jobs. Meanwhile, the opposition is threatening legal action. Opposition leader Penelope Beckles and Senator Faris Al-Rawi have pledged court battles on behalf of dismissed workers. A contract breach case between Eastman Enterprise Limited and CPEP was filed earlier this month, with a decision expected in August. The judiciary of Trinidad and Tobago has pushed back against UDECOT's claims that it was responsible for major delays in the San Fernando Supreme Court renovation project. In a public notice issued July 28th, UDECOT blamed numerous scope changes and lengthy approval periods from the judiciary for stalling the works, ultimately leading to the termination of the contractor's contract on July 17th. But in a strong rebuttal on July 30th, the judiciary called that statement misleading, saying the real reason for the setbacks was contractor underperformance. It cited a series of internal letters between UDECOT and the contractor, dating back to 2024, as evidence of repeated shortcomings by the contractor. The judiciary said it has been trying to engage UDECOT to resolve the issue, noting that a July 23rd meeting request with the chairman has gone unanswered. While calling for collaboration, the judiciary stressed it remains committed to completing the project for the benefit of court users and the public. After nearly 2 months, police have confirmed that the burnt body found in Princestown in early June is that of missing 31-year-old Jeremy David. David, who was a manager at the Diego Martin Regional Corporation, was reported missing on May 30th after he left his La Romaine home around 10 a.m. and failed to make contact with family. His vehicle, a silver Toyota Fielder wagon, remains missing. On June 3rd, police discovered a burnt body in the bushes near a housing settlement in Buenatento. A resident made the grim discovery while tending a nearby garden. Today, senior police confirmed DNA tests have positively identified the remains as Jeremy David. Investigations into his disappearance and suspected murder are ongoing. In a major blow to organized crime, police have arrested the man they believe is the head of a massive car theft ring targeting central and northeastern Trinidad. 30-year-old Alan Lau Balkasoon of Williamsville and Malik was arrested on July 22nd, less than a month after being released from prison. Since his release on July 1st, police noted a spike in stolen vehicles, particularly Toyota Fielders, Axios AD wagons, and H100 vans. He was charged with 13 counts of larceny, all allegedly committed between July 2nd and 20th, and denied bail in the Chaguanas Masters Court today. Investigators recovered several stolen vehicles during a joint intelligence-led operation involving the Chaguanas CID and Northeastern Division. The TTPS praised officers for their diligence and confirmed the investigation is ongoing, with efforts now focused on recovering more stolen vehicles and dismantling the wider network of accomplices. The case resumes in court on October 29th. A 40-year-old man arrested in connection with a robbery investigation was found dead in a holding cell at the St. Joseph Police Station early Tuesday morning. The deceased has been identified as Kapildev Mutu of Bamboo Settlement No. 2, Valsain. Police say Mutu was detained around 11 p.m. Monday night after officers reviewed security footage in connection with a robbery report made by a resident of his neighborhood. Mutu was searched and placed alone in a cell. Just before 5 a.m., PC Samuel discovered him unresponsive, kneeling with a makeshift noose made from a jersey tied around his neck. He was shirtless and wearing only black and white plaid boxers. The district medical officer, Dr. Das, was called and officially declared him dead at the scene. Investigations are ongoing. In the region, Barbados has reaffirmed its commitment to tackling human trafficking, vowing to work with national, regional, and international partners to dismantle what it calls criminal networks thriving on exploitation. Speaking on the World Day Against Trafficking in Persons, Attorney General Dale Marshall said human trafficking is not a random crime, but an organized, deliberate violation of human rights. He acknowledged the Barbados Police Service's ongoing efforts to detect and investigate cases and emphasized sensitivity to victims' needs, who can be of any age, race, or gender. Marshall urged the public to support law enforcement, learn the signs of trafficking, and report suspicious activity. This year's theme is Human Trafficking is Organized Crime, End the Exploitation. The United Nations warns trafficking is growing, with over 200,000 detected victims between 2020 and 2023, and many more believed to be unreported. Marshall stressed that through capacity building, public awareness, and cross-border cooperation, Barbados stands firm in its mission to break the chains of exploitation. In international news, the United States will impose 25% tariffs on goods imported from India starting August 1st, President Donald Trump announced Tuesday. In a Truth Social post, Trump called India a friend, but accused it of charging excessively high tariffs, buying Russian oil and weapons, and contributing to Russia's war machine. He said, India's tariffs are among the highest in the world, and that's about to change. The move comes ahead of a trade agreement deadline after earlier tariff threats were paused. An additional penalty for India's Russian purchases is also expected. India responded by saying it's committed to a fair, balanced trade deal, but will take all necessary steps to secure our national interest. U.S. Trade Representative Jamieson Greer acknowledged progress in talks, but described India's trade policy as long-standing and protectionist, especially on agriculture and dairy, major sticking points. Despite tension, India remains optimistic. Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal says negotiations are making fantastic progress. Last year, U.S.-India trade hit $190 billion, with the U.S. running a $45 billion deficit, a figure Trump says must come down. And that's news at this time.
That was News Now. Stay informed with New Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
Looking for trusted, affordable security and property services? Horatio Services has you covered across Trinidad and Tobago. We offer battle security, K9 patrols, 24/7 protection, and all sorts of private investigations, discreet, professional, and effective. But that's not all. We also provide construction. From building to renovation, we bring your vision to life. Landscaping, keep your outdoors looking sharp and inviting. Maintenance, repairs, upkeep, and everything in between. At Horatio Services, you get professionalism, reliability, and personal care. Whether it's safety or property support you need, visit us at Marino Street, Arima, or call 388-7070. Today, Horatio Services, protection, precision, peace of mind.
Charmflair Auto Services Limited, your one-stop auto repair shop, located at number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair, right opposite the brewery on the Eastern Main Road. Yes, we do it all. Repairs to all makes and models, from your everyday sedan to SUVs, light trucks, pickups, and panel vans. We're also the sole distributors of Devante tires, certified VTS inspection station, plus a wide range of services: oil change, front end and suspension repairs, tune-ups, tire alignment, batteries, electrical work, radiator and cooling system, AC repairs, and accessories galore. We offer pickup and drop-off service too. Call us today at 662-6545 or 662-6572. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Charmflair Auto Services Limited, number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair. We do it all.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rum Box. Drinking out of the box.
Oh yeah. Although leave out to watch con. No, that's a lesson we should all know. Leave out to watch con. No, that's a lesson we should all know. Richard planning wedding bells to ring, but Andrew got a secret thing. Best man supposed to stand by your side, not steal away your future bride. So Marie Kala, all them know, trust does break and hearts does go. At Queen's Hall Sunday night, August 10, 6:30, right? Benita, Leslie Ann will show how betrayal steal the show. Deborah Messon directing true. This Trinity tale for me and you. You don't leave out to watch corn. No, that's a lesson we should all know. Leave out to watch corn. No, that's a lesson we should all know. Oh yeah, that's a lesson we should all know.
From the producers of Married and Mischievous and Lovers of Walk, now comes the brand new comedy. You don't leave foul to watch corn. A hilarious bacchanal and the ultimate stress reliever about love, betrayal, and best friends. You don't leave foul to watch corn. Premieres in Queen's Hall for one night only on Sunday, August 10th at 6:30 p.m. Tickets available at the Queen's Hall box office and all usual outlets. If you love the Married and Mischievous, if you love Lovers of Walk, this is not one to miss.
Nice little ad there, Richard. All right. Your mic is off, Richard.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just put together that little ad just now there?
Huh?
That's the first time that played it?
Yeah, that's the first time that played.
Okay, all right.
I forgot I had it.
But so all the people who put out the corn this morning and put the fowl to watch it, what you found? What you found out? Or the people who have the cats and put the butter in front of it, what did you find out? Give us the result in the chat quickly. What happened with your butter and with your corn? Anyway, we are at the end of our show.
Just before we go, guys, a couple of things. Sorry about that, Wendell. Sorry to interrupt you.
That's quite all right.
One is just want to let people know that this afternoon, on the afternoon drive time with Tony Fraser, yesterday we did the first part of that search through the Emancipation Files. And today we are continuing that with Professor Hollis Liverpool and Dr. Akil Murray, who is professor at the university, right? So they will be talking about emancipation and that journey, that 187-year journey. And that is the part 2. Now, the first part of it, I will be rerunning that for you guys at around 25 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock on our New Era TTRadio.com stream and New Era TT Radio on TuneIn. So you can look out for that. So you get the first part there and the second part a little later on, which will be your second engagement on the YouTube channel at around 4 p.m. And finally, I want to just send out some condolences. I'm now learning that the Mighty Funny, or Lord Funny, you know, in the Calypso Circle, has passed also. Funny has given us a number of great songs like Sweet Sweet Trinidad and, you know, and songs like that. Yeah. So condolences to Calypso fraternity. Yeah.
All right. Condolences to Funny.
Condolences to his family and friends.
Lord Funny. He had a weird name. What was his name?
Dulric, some kind of thing. I can't remember.
Donric something. Donric something. You're right. Hey, just so my camera rebooting and doing what it wants. All right. So folks, tomorrow, African Emancipation Day. It's a holiday. Please enjoy the festivities. The march, if you're going on the march, the village, the Emancipation Village, if you go to the village. But just please have fun. It's a long weekend, the weekends that we absolutely love in Trinidad and Tobago. Again, happy birthday to my friend Ainsley Ramdwa. If you know where he lives in, go by him. He's always have a party. Just fine, go by him.
All right, this is where we come to an end. Of course, the weekend has begun, people, and don't you forget it. Tickets for the play, You Don't Leave Foul to Watch Corner, available at all the outlets and at the Queen's Hall box office from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Of course, you can also purchase tickets online. Check RSRR Productions Theatre on social media for any more information that you require. Get your tickets early. As I said, tickets are selling at all outlets and they're already selling tickets. One night only next week, Sunday, the 10th of August. It's the premiere of the brand new comedy, Don't Leave Foul to Watch Corn. If you love The Married and Mischievous and Love Is a Walk, you're gonna love this one too. Trust me on that.
Richard.
So don't miss it.
Defense Minister Wayne Surge may have given you another idea for a play. Don't leave CPEP for Gros Michel.
Have a fantastic weekend, people. Remember to smile and laugh. It's great for your health. Hey, I like how my finger pointing up. Watch.
Let me try. Folks, have a wonderful weekend. Remember, one life, live it. This has been the
Breakfast Show.
Yeah. Wake up, it's a brand new dawn. The breakfast show got the vibes.